If you are a creator, you could be looking at creating a passive income for you and your children, and build up products which make a difference. Now, as per my example of building a product, and I spoke about maybe creating an ebook where somebody could buy it online. Creating an ebook is the smallest of the examples. If I talk to you about the bigger examples, when you start in the digital space, when you start building up the whole business, and this is what I'm learning. To begin with, you buy products which somebody can buy from you. So these are products which have master resale rights, like I have already discussed in my previous episodes. A master resale right will allow you to earn 100% of that value of the product, because you have to sell it for at least that much that you bought it for. These are fixed by the content creators. So that is one part. So that can go up on your store where people buy that. The second are affiliate products. You like a product, you learn from the product. It could be any kind of a product that you are either using or learning from, and somebody buys that from you. By somebody buying that from you, you are committed either to be given a 70% or an 85%, up to 95%, guys. In affiliate, you might end up earning up to 95% of the product and earn that money for no effort of your own, just putting it up on an online store. Interesting part of this whole digital space is, while you start building your following, that is the currency today. So as you start building your following, when your followers go from 10,000 followers to 50,000 followers to maybe 100,000 followers, right? So when the following starts to increase is when you will start becoming an expert, because you have been consistently showing up all these days. You are starting to learn so many skills of the trade, and you have picked up pace, and you seem to be like now a pro 6 months down the line, and you can be a pro by 6 months. And that's the time you can actually start mentorship programs. You can do mentorship in groups. You can do mentorships on one-to-one basis. Guys, mentorship programs can fetch as much as 5,000 euros to as much as 80,000 euros per year per person. So there is no limit. Imagine if you had 10 such mentees that you had to drive, or you had to help build up an online space, because when you learn the whole digital game, you will be able to help somebody else do better too. And this is exactly why I'm doing this podcast, right? So while I'm learning, and I believe this is one of the biggest magic wands I have come across, and I don't want to be alone enjoying this. I want for all of us who believe that there is this possibility available, all of us who are now pretty tired of a 9 to 5 job, and all of us who are willing to take that extra risk to get started into this digital space, then we could be becoming a larger version of whoever we are today, in a positive way, in a very constructive way, without bringing anybody down, without trying to impress anybody, and creating a whole life around the kind of future life we want to lead, right? So you could be doing that. So there is a lot of scope in the whole digital space, guys. If you really think of stepping into this, I'll be so happy to see you grow into this space, right? So please think about it. Now, another thing is, how do you start thinking like a digital entrepreneur? Now, see, the problem, you have to start seeing problems as opportunities. As a digital entrepreneur, you need to start looking at different parts of the world and how they are operating. There could be some part in an ecosystem which is missing, and you could be the one plugging that gap. You could also do that. So in a digital space, start looking at problems which could be an opportunity. So there are so many entrepreneurships which have begun around the world because they were trying to solve a problem. The whole world needs loads of entrepreneurs, because they are the ones who come with a lot of positivity. They are the ones who don't fail, right? They are the ones who continue to grow. They are the ones who continuously are ready to learn. And they are the ones who are the highest taxpayers. Businesses pay large amounts of taxes, and every government needs such entrepreneurship. Every government needs these big businesses which are able to fund their whole system, while a large chunk of the population which is paying the taxes around the globe are employees. Imagine if you were an entrepreneur and you could see some kind of a freedom. Now, another important thing that you need to start thinking as a digital entrepreneur is, you need to somehow figure out a way to sell. Now, a salesperson would never be out of a job. So you know that. So when you are a salesperson, you will say, I'm not a salesperson at all, but knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, you continue to sell. You are happy about something. You go to Costa Rica, you travel that part of the world, and you come back saying, wow, that was so good. You share pictures, you put it up on Facebook. It motivates more people to go into Costa Rica as well. People who really are ready then to go will reach out to you and say, how did you plan the whole thing? What if you could do that through your digital business, where you plan a whole travel for somebody through your digital business, right? That's also possible. So you're already selling knowingly, unknowingly, and you now choose to start selling consciously products which resonate with you, or products even if they don't resonate with you, but you start selling your own skill. Let this sink in, guys. Now, many of us have a very solid limiting belief, and many times we are put to question our belief system that I'm not good at anything because we had a bad day at work, boss was not appreciative, or something happened within the family, there was an argument within the house, and you say, I'm not good for anything. But that is not true. It's like a fingerprint. It is as bespoke in each person as is a skill. We all are skilled at something. You cannot copy what I'm doing. Probably you can be motivated or inspired to do it, watching somebody do something, right? So find out what is that skill and try to focus on building a personal brand, guys. This personal brand, you could be selling anything under the sun. You could be selling a digital program. Somebody who has been in a corporate space for 30 years of their career and are pretty tired and they want to really take a break. So let's say you are working in the tax department in the income tax office. Let's say you decide that you are going to start helping people save money. You could maybe set up taxation software which is going to help solopreneurs save money. You could figure out so many things, guys. You could be doing anything in an online space because online is going to be the future. This is going to be the future of work, and because of which I have started this podcast. The more I'm learning about this entire maze, the more it makes me realize there is a huge chunk of the population which doesn't understand this, just like I could not 2 months back. Right? So I'm at least on the journey, and I can confidently say I'm few chapters ahead while not an expert. But yes, please start building a personal brand. Now, why you don't need 10 hours a day to build a digital income? You need to figure out a way to replace your scrolling with a skill building activity. Now, there are many applications, many platforms which are starting to give you in small course form, like a painting course costs you an X amount, a cooking course. You could also be somebody who is building that course. Even homemakers, even moms who cook so good, you could be setting up cloud kitchens, which happens anyways, right? But imagine if you had a cloud kitchen without the number of followers or without the necessary number of organic traffic, which would lead business to your home ultimately. Now, with an online business, you will be able to figure out how to drive traffic onto your platforms, how to drive traffic on Insta or TikTok or wherever, and build it up. Maybe it's going to work. I must tell you guys, all the entrepreneurs I'm now seeing on this digital space, they say, right, whatever you focus on expands. And as my focus is going deeper into the whole digital space, I see all these entrepreneurs who are building up a whole new world of opportunities for so many of us. And they're learning, they're relearning. The best part is whatever they are learning, they're able to immediately implement it at work. So if I learned Canva last evening, I don't have to wait for 1 full year to go and put that to work. I can immediately get started and start learning. So this is all bite-sized information and implementable knowledge. So that is the best part, right? Now, in your skill building activity, pick up 15 minutes of your time and start learning. Take 30 minutes of your time and start applying. Take 15 minutes of your time and you start engaging with people. So that is the only mantra. You learn, you apply, you engage. You are learning on the go. You give small little times of learning. It could be reading a book. It could be learning how to create a Canva. It could be creating a podcast. It could be creating a video. It could be editing a video, whatever. 15 minutes, learn, apply, try applying it for 30 minutes, and then take 15 minutes more and start engaging with people who like your brand or like what you have said, and start talking to them, because that's how the whole digital business works. Now, many times I hear people say, why should I try to make friends on an online space who I do not know? Now, in your real physical space, I want to ask you, How many friends are you really able to go and meet in person on every occasion or every day? Those days are gone, guys. We are working very, very long hours at work, and all our friendships are now on WhatsApp. We are on groups. We are on groups with school friends. We are on groups with college friends, right? So we are doing so much of interaction now only on a digital space. So there's nothing really changing when you do this, but you'll be amazed to see the kind of people you will end up bumping into in the digital space who think like you, who resonate the same frequency, who are as hungry as you and are ready to learn. And the best part is they are exclusive in their own offering, and you will be totally exclusive in your own offering. There is no competition. And that's one of the big reasons why people come together on a digital space and continue to encourage each other to grow forward, because each one to his own. There is no competition. We are collaborating together and building it up. Okay. So your action plan, guys, for the next 7 days is going to be: number one, pick up one skill to monetize. What could be that skill you believe you are really good in? Maybe you feel that you are good in multiple things. You could be a singer. You are a bathroom singer probably, but a really good one at that. Okay. If you think you need to build that a little more, start learning it. And if you are good at it, you can start building a whole online space where people start following you for the music that you are creating. Okay, over a period of time, you could have songs that, which could be downloadable songs, which could go up on Spotify, for example, or you could have a one-on-one mentorship classes where you could teach somebody how to sing. It could be anything, guys, right? So set your daily learning time. Decide if you are ready to put 15 to 30 minutes every day to get better at whatever you want to get better. Trust me, this is one of the biggest ways in which you can change your whole mindset. When one aspect of your life starts to look good, usually the other aspects have a ripple effect, right? So if you are happy in one area of your life, you will end up looking, feeling, and thinking happy on every other aspect of your life, right? So like I discussed in my previous episode, try to follow a Sunday planning hack. I am doing this. So ever since I started my podcast this week, so I was really working late into the night to edit my videos because I'm learning it, right? So I'm not an expert, like I told you already, which is not something new. So I'm learning, and I'm learning the whole process. However, I have also learned one more hack in all of this. So I decided to have more number of recordings within a day so that my rest of the days could be planned. So this week, while the first 3 days were really packed for me, I was able to take a nice long break yesterday, but still post my podcast because I had already planned it a day ahead. Right? So if we can do that on every Sunday and track our progress, it would be so much more good, right? It might not be as bad as we think. And anyways, there are so many tools online now. You can start scheduling your post. I do that all the time. I want to talk about something in LinkedIn I really believe in. I create a post, I make a blog, and I post it on LinkedIn, and I schedule it for a perfect time on a Monday morning where I know people would read it, or maybe a Tuesday evening, right? So there is also a science behind when you should post, and we will cover that in one of the upcoming episodes. So DM me, guys, DM me mindset, and I will happily send you a free guide to which I have developed for you guys, and I'll be so happy to share that with you. And I want to definitely ask you to DM me that what was your biggest aha moment from this episode. I'll be so happy to know what made a difference. And if you want to start your digital journey, I will be super happy to take you forward. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening. And we come to the end of episode number 5. So our next episode number 6, is going to be from consumer to creator and the shift that changes everything. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And please DM me, and please follow me, subscribe, and do hit the like button. Thank you so much, and wish you a lovely evening.